listen through every moment of it live on air. And as always, I'll let him do the hard work of asking the questions. So let's bring him in, my cucky Chris.
Thank you, Goddess. My heart is pounding just by that introduction. I'm sure that there are many cars falling off the road right now and will be as you're listening to this. So, men, you may want to pull over. This episode is going to be a little steamy. Before we get into kind of the meat of the episode and what it's about, I wanted to just do a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, we hit 53 countries in our first 3 weeks as a podcast. That is pretty awesome. Thank you all so much. I'm so glad that the show is resonating with you. But I do have to say, out of 53 countries, there are 2 cities that are sticking out as the horniest.
Okay.
I want to know what they're putting in the water in Chicago and Toronto, Canada. Those 2 cities, like, it's not even close. I mean, they're lapping other cities like New York and LA.
Got some horny people there.
There are some horny people that are into the lifestyle. If you're in Chicago or Toronto, we want to hear from you. And by the way, that leads to my next point. We do want to hear from you. So Lexi hates the surprise question things I've been doing, so we're going to replace that segment with questions from you all.
Yes.
For Lexi or for us, and you can ask anything. And it's super easy to send us questions. All you have to do is in the show notes for the show, there is a little link that says send us fan mail. You can then click on that and it allows you to either send us a text or even a voice message that we can actually play on air if you want. So you can ask either one of us a question, ask Lexi a question, anything like that. So let's get back to the actual episode. All right, my voice is like cracking because I'm like so nervous right now. So what happened is that I had one of my longtime friends who is a female in town this past week. And Lexi has a lot of guys around her all the time, but not so many female friends all the time, you know, that live here. She's not from the city that we live in. And so I thought it would be fun if the 2 of them went out on a girls' night last Wednesday night. And my friend, by the way, is tall, blonde, green eyes, you know, very, very pretty woman. So I figured if they were going to go out, that they were going to get some attention, but that's about all I thought was going to happen. I've never been more surprised than when Lexi got home that night. And what we're going to do today is we're going to walk through that night because this happened, we're recording this on a Monday, and this happened last Wednesday.
And you've been in suspense ever since. And I love that.
I know very, very little about what happened, and I'm dying because Lexi is really, really hot right now, and we're going to explain what she's wearing in a second and why it's significant. So Lexi's going to do part of actual Cooking Me live on air today. Because, you know, as we've said, Lexi, before, being cut doesn't always have to involve sex.
Right.
You know?
It doesn't.
It's the psychology of it. It's the mind fuck that is the really hottest part of cuckolding. And I think that one of the things that cucks really enjoy is hearing the story after, every grueling little detail. And the way that Lexi and I have progressed now, I don't get very many updates during the evening. The only updates I get are the ones she posts on her Fansly. So if you want steamy updates at the exact same time that I'm getting them, just go to Cuckoldress Lexi on Fansly, and it's pretty awesome. When she goes out on dates, she posts what's happening. It's pretty cool. But I forgot where I was going.
Give little updates. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of times I'm having too much fun, and so I kind of forget. But
Yeah, exactly.
I try.
But anyway, so part of what the fun of cuckolding is really finding out what happens. But any real cuck, anybody who's actually cuck knows the nerves that come with it, and that's what I'm feeling right now. So what we want to do today is not only walk through the story, but the psychology of what is happening in the mind of me and in the mind of Lexi. Because then we can really get a point of view. So then it's not just us just telling a story. The story is going to be steamy, folks. But it's also the psychology of it, which is what our show is all about, is the two different viewpoints. So we will go ahead and get started. So I'm going to ask Lexi the questions. My goodness, she looks hot today. I hope I figure out how to edit this video because, guys, you got to see this. Okay, so here we go. So let's start with your initial thought about Girls' Night Out. At first, you weren't really looking forward to it, right? And you were thinking, what were you thinking the night was going to be like?
Well, I mean, it was your friend. She was not my friend. And so it did feel a bit like some forced bonding. You were like, oh my gosh, you guys are two peas in a pod. You're going to be the bestest of friends. You need to have a girls' night. It's going to be epic. And I was like, yeah, sure. I'm sure it'll be fabulous. And so, I was a little apprehensive and hesitant just because I don't know this girl. But I was still looking forward to having a girls' night because I don't have hardly any of those. Like you said, I don't really have a lot of girls in the area. And so I don't really go out a lot with girls. If I'm out with you, or I'm out with a bull, and then you just get to hear about it later. So there's not really a lot of girl night opportunities. So I was nervous. It did feel like forced bonding, but at the same time, I was looking forward to it.
Interesting. Yeah, and the way that I was feeling was, I thought my friend would enjoy it. I wasn't sure that you would, and so it was more of like a, but I did think
You're
that
just throwing me to the wolves.
Well, no, I did think that there was a good chance that you two would get along if you had a chance to bond, and I thought you would because she's kind of a partier, and you're kind of a partier, and so I thought that you would actually bond. But then when you both said yes, I had my first oh shit moment. That was my first cuck angst, like, oh fuck, what did I just do?
Really?
Yes, because I knew exactly what was going to happen. Because you're two beautiful blondes. Obviously, you are way hotter than my friend Sarah, or my friend Sarah. But I knew what was going to happen. I knew you were going to get hit on, and so my initial thought was, oh shit. And then, and cucks, you're probably going to get the psychology of this. I was kind of hoping, a little part of me, that like it would fall apart. Maybe one of them would get sick, or maybe one of them would like, hey, I'm too tired. So I wanted it, but I didn't want it. So I've got, because that's how the cuck angst plays out, is that you're terrified, but you want to move forward. But you're terrified, but you want to keep going. You're terrified, and frankly, that's kind of the definition of bravery, though, right?
Yes.
Bravery is not the absence of fear; it's actually moving forward through fear.
Right.
So, anyways, that's how she felt about Girls' Night. Long answer to how she felt about Girls' Night. So let's go on to question number 2, because I got a lot of questions here, because I'm a cuck and I want to know everything. When you were in the bath, so before you went out, you were taking a nice leisurely bath and having a glass of wine, and you mentioned to me, this isn't going to turn out into some kind of like porn or something like that. And at that moment, you still had no plans to do anything, right?
None whatsoever. And I was trying to temper expectations because you were, at that point, starting to get really excited. You're sitting on the toilet watching me in the bath, and you're just like, just like, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if I'm going to do anything. I wonder if you're going to meet some guys. Oh my gosh. And I was just like, calm the hell down. Like, this is not going to turn into a freaking porn movie. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to go out. We're going to get some attention because we're two blondes going out together. And that's not to say that any other hair color doesn't get attention. I'm just saying, sometimes the blondes have more fun and we like to party. And, but that was all. That was all I thought. That was that, we would get some attention. We would get some guys hitting on us. And we would just kind of like not be interested, brush off, and just party and dance to ourselves.
Yeah, and that's what I read on you, and so that's fully where my mind went, because you actually cucked me, so there's no reason for you to lie about that.
Right. I'm always honest.
Right, she's always honest. She's honest to a fault about everything in life.
Every freaking thing.
She's an amazing wife. And so anyways, I took her for her word, and so at that point in time, I put it completely out of my mind. But then things started to change a little bit. So So my next question is, when you were putting on your makeup and you finally got dressed, I saw an attitude shift in you, and you started to click into almost like cuckoldress mode a bit. Did you feel a shift in your attitude and your plans and your expectation when you were getting ready?
Not my plans or expectations, but the shift in the attitude is real. I mean, the way that you feel as a woman wearing whatever the hell you're wearing around the house that day, whether it's sweatpants or, even a semi-cute outfit, with no makeup on, hair's not done, it's up in a ponytail maybe, the way you feel then versus how you feel when you have done your hair, you've done your makeup, you have your outfit on, you're looking in the mirror and you're like, not bad, like, there is an attitude shift. There is an air of confidence because you just freaking like upgraded yourself from an extreme degree from where you freaking were. So there is an attitude change, knowing that I'm going out for the night. I'm going out with a girl. We're probably going to get some attention. There was definitely an attitude shift. I know you could sense it. And I think that all girls everywhere feel that way after we finish getting fully dolled up and ready for like a night out, at the bars or clubbing or anything like that, a party, whatever.
My heart is beating so fast right now.
You should get that checked out.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I really should. I should be wearing some kind of heart monitor or something for this. I'm sure there's a lot of other guys feeling this way because my next question is where it's going to get steamy also. So I thought, based on what you had set up for me, I was like, oh, she's gonna put on a t-shirt and jeans, and maybe flip flops or something like that, maybe heels. But I was expecting jeans, and then you picked out this outfit that you actually have on right now. So tell the audience, for those who can't see and those who can't see the whole thing, what exactly are you wearing? How do you look?
I mean, it's just an outfit, guys. I'm wearing a very tight t-shirt, one of my absolute favorite t-shirts of all times. It says Paris, and I got it in Paris, and it's my favorite, and I wear it all the time. You've probably already seen pictures of me in it at some point, but it's very tight. It's very boobalicious. It's very, And then I am wearing a short ruffled skirt, short to the point that I literally asked him as I was getting ready, I turned around, I was like, is this too short? I don't know. And he was like, no such thing. Nope, looks great, you're good, just wear it. So tight ruffled skirt and heels.
Yeah, God, she's sitting on a chair next to me and the skirt is so short, I don't think it's ever your butt has got to be on that chair.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, it is tiny. It is a micro skirt. And so I was in shock when you chose that outfit because I thought you were going to go for jeans. And
I would have. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Sarah was gung-ho. She was like, I'm wearing a dress. It's got to look so good and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, aw, a dress? Really? Come on, girl. I'm a Southern girl. We're not wearing some really cute jeans with maybe some holes in them or something, and a tight shirt. Okay, I guess I have to up the ante a little bit. So that's why.
So you had to have known you looked incredibly sexy in this outfit, right? You had to have felt that, right?
I mean, I'm not hard to look at.
But you had to have known. At that point, did anything shift in your mind in terms of your intentions for the night?
Nope.
Really?
Really.
Your intentions were still wearing this outfit and everything. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Let's keep moving then. Okay, so you get to the bar. What happens right when you walk in? Walk me through every detail.
So we walk in and, pretty much as soon as we actually walk up to the physical bar, I can feel a couple pairs of eyes on us, which may feel good because, why wouldn't it? Every girl wants that, right? And we got our drinks and we went to the dance floor and we're We just got there. We haven't had a sip of alcohol. We're just hovering in the background, just kind of watching people for a moment, and I could feel those eyes, and it felt marvelous. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. You know, every time you go out, you're always like, what if no one looks? What, like, how heartbreaking would that be? So there's always like this sigh of relief, you know, especially based on the number of eyeballs that you can clock in your peripheral that are staring holes through you and or your friend. It's a good feeling, and yeah, definitely not going to complain about it. Wow. We like you guys to look. We really do. Like, no girl ever actually meant it when she's like, oh my gosh, these guys are looking at me. It makes me feel like self-conscious. Why do you have to look? Bullshit. Stop being a bitch. You love it. You love it. We do.
Wow. Okay, that was hot. Okay, and then, you know, like I said, guys, she posts on her Fansly updates on her dates, and that's the only updates that I get. I get the same ones that her followers get, and her subscribers.
You got one more.
I got one more. Yeah, we'll talk about that one. But you posted something on Fansly about keeping your cut guessing. What did that mean? What did you mean by that?
Well, I just posted something that said something along the lines of, I'm here having a blast without you, and you right now have no idea who I'm with, what I'm doing, what I'm about to do, that sort of thing. Just because it's fun. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, that sent my heart like just pounding. I was just like, what is going on? What? And then the worst part is, I recognized the background. I knew what bar you were at, and as soon as I figured out what bar you were at, and it's a dance club and it's a hookup club, like it is a place where people go to hook up.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
I didn't know that was like officially its theme song. Like, we are a hookup bar.
It is a hookup bar.
Okay.
And so, anyways, I mean, it's a lot of tourists from out of town that go there because it's down in the touristy part of town, and yeah, and so as soon as I recognized the background of where you were, my heart went into my feet because I thought, holy shit, because I didn't expect you to go. I didn't expect you to go there first. I thought you were going to go to somewhere more mellow first. I didn't know you were going to go straight to a dance club. I guess it was late when you were.
Changed plans, yeah, because it was so late.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So tell me about when you first met. Okay, so you met a guy that night. That's where we're going with this.
I did. So
tell me about when you first met this guy. The first moment you met, your thoughts about him, just raw honesty.
Well, it was a little awkward because I met him when she came over to the bar. I was getting another drink, and she had like disappeared to dance for a little bit, and she comes over with this like tall, dark, and handsome guy. We're talking like literally probably 6'4". Actually, I think, yeah, he was 6'4". Black and Puerto Rican guy, and he's easy to look at. he was a good looking guy, and she brings him over and she's like, you know, this is Mark. He's buying me a drink. And I was like, oh, well, how nice of Mark. And he was very like, you know, he was kind of standoffish. He was just like, hello. Not made a few words, and I was just kind of like, all right, girl, good for you. Get it. And, you know, so we got our drinks, and the three of us moseyed back on over to the dance floor, and I'm following her like a puppy at this point because like she's got a man, and I'm just kind of like, wait, don't forget about me. And so we're all three dancing together, and this other guy joins us, and she's like, the girl can dance. I will hand it to Sarah. She can dance, and she commands attention. And I mean, she draws every eye in the room when she's in the middle of the dance floor, you know, and I'm just kind of like on the sidelines like, yeah, this is fun. And he started talking with me a little bit, and he asked me kind of like, you know, what do you do? And I was like, I help individuals and couples with relationship dynamics, you know. And he was impressed by that, and so he started talking to me a little more. At this point, she starts talking to that other guy that's dancing with us, and she starts getting more into him into her, and he's starting to get into me, and I'm getting more into him. And so we do this really weird trade-off, and yeah, so he and I start interacting more, and we dance together, and at one point he was behind me, and I could feel him getting excited, and that was exciting. So yeah, that was how I met Mark.
Wow. Okay. So I wonder how many cucks are feeling what I'm feeling right now, which is just like a foot on my chest, like pounding, yet arousal. Also, you of course always have me caged. So
Yeah. Right along.
Good times going on in this house right now. We need.
Are you having a little trouble?
I need some cold water.
That sounds like a personal problem. I don't know.
Okay.
So you've been thinking about it. But turning fantasy into reality takes more than curiosity. It takes direction. I work with couples and individuals to guide you through the conversations and dynamics that make a cuckolding relationship actually work. Those first conversations and introductions to your fantasy are especially critical. Done right, it changes everything. Done wrong, it can break it. If you're ready to do it the right way, book time with me at cuckoldresslexi.com.
So, tell me about dancing with him. What was that like? Any song you remember dancing to? What was going through your mind when you were dancing with him?
Well, like I said, one of the songs was, way back. Took me back to, I'm not going to give away my age, but Get Low. That song was fun because we were all getting low, and while doing so, I could feel him behind me, and you could tell he wasn't even close to being fully hard, but there was still like a sizable mass there, which was exciting. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I wonder how much this guy has. How many inches are we packing here? Next question.
Okay. This is what happens this is what it looks like when you get cut live on air. Okay. All right. Shaking a little bit right now.
Yeah,
okay.
Shaking the table.
Okay, tell me the moment it occurred to you that something may happen with him that night. What were you thinking? Was I on your mind at all at this point?
So, we went outside to the patio, get away from the noise a little bit, and he just completely, and at the time I'm eating it up, right? But, looking back, I'm like, what a player. But he unleashed his sensitive side, and he was being so sweet and romantic, and I'm just so interested in spending time with you. And it was, looking back, it was such bullshit. At the time, it was freaking working, and I was like, he's so nice. And so he had me developing those, albeit even at the time I knew, temporary tonight feelings, but they were still there and prevalent, and I was swooning. And so he invited me, and of course Sarah, back to his room, and Sarah's friend, and I told him straight up, I said, there will be no fun times in your room. I will come to your room, me and Sarah and her guy, if they want to. But I'm telling you right now, you're not getting a ride to Pleasure Town tonight. And he was like, no, absolutely, that's totally fine. I just want to spend time with you. Blah, blah, romantic bullshit. So that was when I first thought that something might happen. Not necessarily sex, but that there might be some kissing and some more time spent together tonight. That sort of thing.
Wow. Holy smokes. How's everybody feeling out there? How many cars have driven off the road so far? Okay. So now is the moment we've been building to. Tell me about your first kiss. Where were you? How did it happen? What were you thinking at that point? After that, how much more did you kiss? How much physical contact was there?
So after that we went back in, we danced some more, and then we came back out, and then it was that second time that we came out that we kissed out on the patio.
Oh, tell me like indeed, like where were you on the patio? Where were you sitting? Was he standing? Tell me in detail.
All right, it was a small patio.
Mm-hmm.
There was not, there were not a lot of people out there, which is one of the things I love about this club, because the patio, no one's ever out there. I don't know why, but no one's ever out there. And so you don't have it to yourself, because like people are like coming in and off the street from the patio, but like they go straight in and come out. Like there's no one hangs out there. So you like have it to yourself. It's awesome. But so he kissed me there. I was sitting. He got off his chair and came over to me. And I, of course, like...
Well, what did he do? Did he just lean in, or what? Did you lock
No,
eyes?
he like walked around the table and came straight to me.
Just came straight in to kiss you.
Yes.
Grabbed your head, or what? Like, what was
Yeah, he leaned down, which 6'4", he had to lean down a bit. And I mean, well, these were, the tables, you've seen them there, they're like the counter height, thankfully. Gosh, that would have been really awkward if you had to like lean way down there. But they're really tall. Like I can't touch the floor when I'm on there, which is every counter height thing because I'm short. But he leaned down and he put one hand on the side of my head and kissed me. And the thing I really liked about his kisses was that they were more slow and deep with like a breath involved. There was like just a little bit of tongue, not too much, not overwhelming. And it was like, long and breathing while you kiss. And I love that.
And what did it feel like? Were you getting butterflies in your stomach? Like what was happening?
Yeah, a little bit, I was swimming.
Yeah. Were you thinking about me at all at that point?
No. Not that one.
Okay. Okay, so at some point the next part of the night happened. I do know that you went to his hotel. You told me about that. Tell me how this conversation looked. What were you thinking about walking over there?
Well, I mean, honestly, I was pretty solid in my resolve. I was like, I'm going to have fun. This is going to be fun.
And what time was it at this point, by the way?
1 a.m.?
Okay.
Yeah, about 1. But I'm thinking to myself, this is fun. We're going to have fun. I'm going to make out with this dude. Who knows what sort of, like, playing around we might do. But, like, I already told this dude he's not getting in my pants tonight. And I'm going to stick with it. And, then I was also very focused on the fact that my heels hurt because I hate heels with a passion. But I was, of course, wearing them. And so I took those motherfuckers off. And I am walking to the hotel. Now, it was only like a block and a half. But a block and a half is a lot for freaking City Street downtown. So I felt like stepping on like a microscopic piece of broken glass, which hurt like hell. It was awful. We got to the